And welcome back to episode 10, The Dispensary Live. Tonight we have a special guest along with Brandon, Nikki. We have Mr. Austin Hartmann, who is a 410 sprint race car driver. And he actually rocks the Dispensary logo. So tonight we're going to talk about cars. Austin, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Open up.
22 years old from Plymouth, Wisconsin.
Likes to go fast.
Yeah, I like to go fast.
Very fast. I saw a video.
Yes, adrenaline, that's it. I'm a carpenter by trade, and then on the weekends, race car driver. I started racing when I was probably around the age of 19 and built it up with my buddy, and here I am today and have some great partnerships with some great people. So I'm very thankful for everything.
We're going to hammer down. We're going to ask you a lot about the racing and, exactly like, why does a dispensary sponsor a race car?
Why
What's
not?
the correlation? Well, everybody gets high in different ways, right?
Yeah,
So I'm a car guy, so I'm really looking forward to this episode. But as we break down into that, we have a big event coming up on September 23rd.
Yes.
We are hosting our first inaugural car show
at Fort Howard Memorial Park.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah.
You ordered Coke. That's good.
Exactly.
It's like we did this today or something.
We're waiting for some times, but I think we're going to get a demonstration from Brown County Sheriff's Department with one of their dogs. Austin Hartmann with the race car going to be there.
Live DJ.
Family-friendly events. We'll have kids, stuff for kids, food trucks.
50-50 raffle. We're going to do all sorts of fun.
Open judging.
Yeah. Registration online, $10 at a time.
It's 2023. Can you judge?
Cars.
Oh, cars.
Cars.
You can do cars. Shit. All right, let's get there. It is. Little Ron.
We still do cars.
We can still.
Because they're old. They're from way before.
Yeah.
then.
Well, what if there's new cars?
What about those new cars?
Yeah.
They just have to figure out which pronoun they're using.
And his runs on alcohol. Mine runs on ethanol. So,
Complete opposite.
it's going to be crazy. Other big events. We've got the Outagamie County Fair, where Mr. Hartmann is going to be racing tomorrow night. What time? 6:30?
6:30?
Yeah, I believe 6:30. Hot laps are qualifying. Big event, great track, great food, great people. Very excited.
Oh, that is a good race car answer. You're staging for like the big leagues, World of
Victory
Outlaws.
lane.
He's getting right there. He's like, I got to thank all my sponsors, kiss a few babies. I got to get after this. That's pretty good. Well, it's cool because in my view, even being a car guy, I always thought your sprint cars go sideways. But other things we're going to cover, we're going to talk about THCA and what THC is today. So Austin's going to get a chance to learn a little bit about what gets other people elevated other than just the adrenaline of going 100 miles an hour with the other guys. Yeah. And then we're going to talk about cars in sort of a roundabout way, the Lamborghini of terpenes. And a lot of people are going to ask, what is a Lamborghini of terpenes? And we are going to get into that. So, and then Brandon, you're going to have some merch. What do you got going on this time for giveaways?
Always handing out merch. Anybody who comments, we're going to reach out and try to get back to you and get you some free merch.
Unless you're from Missouri. Did you see you had a box shipped back?
I did see that. We sent out some merch, got kicked right back. I don't know what happened.
Actually, I think the post office said they destroyed the box and they sent us like the sticker.
They just sent us the front of the box.
The post office kept it. Government employees.
Yeah, so
whatever happened, we sent stuff out and it never made it.
In Missouri. That's a very surprising place for us.
We'll try to get you your merch.
Yeah. So if you're in Missouri, we apologize. It's me. They may not struggle with it.
That's a dead zone.
Yeah, right. Only.
All right. So, I mean, really. And then feedback we need.
What's that?
The people to do. What do we need?
Just get some comments. Say anything to the section. Reach out to us, and we're going to hold you. If you just shoot us a comment, and we'll catch it on YouTube,
Instagram,
like Facebook, social, share, all that stuff.
YouTube,
Virginia, online shoppers. We are enjoying the feedback and the comments of all the online shopping.
Mm-hmm.
That's something super fantastic.
Oh, we have some comments up there now.
Oh,
it's like really far away.
I can't see that. Like, let's be real.
Something, yes.
We'll get you guys something.
TV's really small here.
I'm over 40. I can't see shit. Let's be real.
I can't even see
If there's
that.
the light is something
And
Middleton Rocks.
He's a driver.
Actually,
Middleton Rocks. I read that
Middleton
one.
does.
Yes.
Austin and I both like to both go over 100 miles an hour. We
It
can't
says
see
something
that.
long. Loving
Virginia,
it.
loving it.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we love the fact that Virginia's online. We love the fact that people are enjoying the online system.
Yes.
And it's going to be coming to hopefully all of our viewers and all of
Don't
our
promise
stores.
things yet. We got to.
We got a lot of bugs to work.
We got to talk.
Yeah, we're some
Bugs. Brandon is working diligently though on the reward stuff, so that's going to be coming out.
Yes,
That's
and
going to be
your
pretty awesome.
discount codes and getting our daily deals and stuff back in. It just takes a little time. Bear with us.
Yes.
All right,
This is a fast-paced
give
thing.
some big shout outs though on social media so Brandon can send out a bunch of stuff. He's got boxes of stuff he wants to
Yeah,
give
because
away.
they get returned from Missouri.
Yeah, just
We're
Missouri.
gonna still try though. Slip
All
out
right,
that
so we're
concept.
going to jump into, I want to talk about Mr. Hartmann and racing and what 410 sprint cars like. So you said you started when you were 19.
Explain a 410 sprint car would
Please,
be
I
probably a
didn't
good
know.
start.
All right,
Probably
let's
a good
start with-
start.
Yeah.
let's-
People who don't know.
Is that a car?
Essentially,
does it
it
go
tries
fast?
to be. Yeah, it definitely goes fast. So basically, it's a full chromoly tubing chassis with an engine, rear end, and a front end, and a steering wheel. It's everything that is on that car is purpose built. There's no transmission, no clutch, no battery, no starter. It's all whatever. They cut all that extra fat off and just make it go fast. That's what it's meant to do.
It's actually for the viewers and listeners, they have to understand a drive shaft is what goes from technically the direct drive from the motor all the way to the rear end of a car.
Correct.
That sits between.
Yeah.
Telling me.
Yeah. So like,
Have you ever snapped the drive shaft and do you want to have kids?
so there's a
Because I've snapped drive shafts on
Hopefully
trucks
not
already
soon.
plenty of times.
Yeah. No, so like it's protected, I mean,
The drive shaft
the
or
drive
your
shaft.
or your drive shaft?
Yeah,
Hopefully both.
both are protected.
Okay.
So like so the drive shaft goes from the back of the motor, it goes into what's called a U joint, and then it goes back to the rear end. And so what's protecting that drive shaft is actually called a torque tube and a bell housing. So those two work together and move freely with the car as it goes through the corner. And say that something were to break, which I've had one break. Luckily, it wasn't under power, like under full speed. So it wasn't bad, I should say. But yeah, if something were to break there, it can potentially hurt you or break your leg.
You guys don't so like at the drag strip, there's cages on a lot of the drive shafts.
Yep. Yeah.
You guys use the same cages?
Not necessarily. Like I run like what's called a blanket over the bell housing, because if something's going to break there, it's going to be that bell housing and that pinch point there. So like I run a blanket over that, and that protects it from anything coming out, hitting my ankles.
Okay.
Essentially.
So
No
it's your,
hobbling.
Insane.
You get-
It's a protectant.
you get a good
basically.
thrill of adrenaline when you do it though?
Yeah, most definitely, or else I wouldn't do it.
Right.
It's
And that's the high. Like that's
Yeah.
the reference when we look at
That is
this.
the
Everybody's
high.
got different forms of relaxation,
absolutely.
and that's yours. So keep telling us. So okay, you've got what's the horsepower in your car?
So they're anywhere from, some guys don't have as much, around 850 to upwards of 950 or even more horsepower to the crank. And then, there ain't much breaking up that horsepower from that to the tires. You got a drive shaft and a rear end
What do you have, about a 10% loss at best?
at best.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the cars roughly weigh 1,425 pounds with the driver in the car. So
Is that light?
Yeah,
That's really light.
Yeah,
That's lighter than your soul stitch. Which
Yeah.
Brandon has a really cool convertible
for
for
sale.
Or sell.
It's for
Facebook.
sale.
That's because
Yeah.
Brandon is a brand new dad. By
Yes, since the last podcast.
Yes,
it has
yeah.
been
But
since the
baby
last-
came.
Yes, yes, she
Baby
did.
Sadie.
Sadie
Baby
is now in
Sadie.
existence.
So
Girl
It's a
dad,
real
girl dad.
person.
actually, we need some social media comments that call him daddy. We need some daddy
Yes.
comments.
Daddy
What's up?
Brandon.
What's up,
Oh my
daddy?
God.
Austin, you should call
I
him
just
daddy.
want
Rest
the-
of the show. Can you call him daddy?
I
Rest
don't
of the
know if I can do
Call him
that.
Big Daddy just for
Yes,
fun.
Big
Daddy.
Or do you have a good accent? Like, what's up, puppy?
Oh my God. I told Austin just before this, I need the New Balance. I need the New
Yeah.
Balance.
New Balance and white socks
The
up
white
to his
socks.
knees.
Yeah,
Ready to
Yeah.
mow some lawn.
Velcro New Balance would
Yep.
be.
Yeah,
Velcro,
yes,
that's
yes.
exactly what I said.
You got to get Velcro.
Yes.
Velcro's for safety.
Yeah.
And then your polo tucked in
His
to your
fire suit's
khakis.
got Velcro on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's safe.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you got to wear a fire suit.
Yeah, you got to wear a fire suit.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you would have wore a fire suit, you wouldn't have a baby.
It's true.
All right, back to topic
yes.
at hand.
So what's it like? So you get out there, you guys do hot laps. Like, I mean, I've watched it, but if someone wants to come out, because we want viewers to come out and watch you
Absolutely.
and experience, not only maybe they take the product before they come out and watch you, or they just come out and enjoy the show. Because you guys put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, no, it's so basically how a format works is they do hot laps and then we do single car qualifying. Your entire night, in my opinion, is based on those 2 laps for qualifying.
Sandbagging.
You try not to.
Sandbagging?
You know, like,
Oh, what is sandbagging? Brandon
Yeah.
wants to know.
You
Oh.
can do a lot better than you think.
Golfing
Yeah.
is, you have sandbags in golf.
Oh, yeah,
Come on.
totally.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
sandbag. It's the same
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah, it's the
you
same.
could definitely sandbag, but in our format, it doesn't really work that way, unless like they do like invert style stuff. So it's difficult to explain. I don't even understand it fully, to be honest with you. They just tell
He
me
just
where I
drives.
start, and then I kind of just go out there. I'm like, oh, okay, yep, this is where we start, and just run it, you know. But and then after qualifying, then you have your heat races, and that predicts, you know, whether you're in the dash. And dashes are set up by your 3 or 4 heat race winners, and then your next 7 fastest qualifiers. If that's how it works. I'm not 100% positive. Don't quote me on that. But
Your job is to go fast, not
yeah,
line up the
yeah,
cons.
yeah,
Like,
not
that's all.
If you're not in
understand the
charge of all
facts and
that, yeah.
everything, you know, it's
Just take first.
yeah,
Just
just
take
go
first.
out there and run hard.
We want to
every
see the
single time.
dispensary wing in
Yep.
more first place photos.
Yeah.
That's what we want to
Exactly.
see.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No. So then, if you're in the dash, you're at a great place, setting yourself up for the feature. Features usually run 25 to 35 laps, and that's where all your excitement really is. You know, that 35 laps is intense, especially with open wheel racing. You know, I mean, there's slide jobs and battles for the lead, battles for even like sometimes 5th, 6th. You know, it's intense racing.
Well, the
And-
purses. I mean, it's about winning some money and it's about being
Absolutely.
competitive out there.
Yep.
And if you've never been out to an experience with open wheel racing, everything from IndyCar to you guys, I mean, to see open wheel cars, it's a total different concept from everything else. And even myself turning laps in super stocks and things of that nature. It's a total different experience. I've never done it on dirt either.
Yeah.
I mean, that's saying
we
know.
Yeah, it's a different experience, and you know, but it's definitely enjoyable. And I don't know, it's
and this one's with a county fair. So you
Yeah.
can go to the
It's
fair
so much
and check out the
fun,
race.
you know?
Yeah. Like you said, the
absolutely.
food.
I know.
Great food, you know, carny food. And who doesn't love carny food?
Build up your gut immunity
I
there.
love
Yeah.
the sugar donuts.
Yeah,
man. The sugar
yeah.
donuts get
Funnel
me.
cake.
Well, they got like
But
funnel
going-
cakes, and then, like,
So my favorite thing about being down in the pits, and even when I was an inspector, I had a chance. I used to be a track inspector.
okay.
Yeah. And just when you're there inspecting the cars and they fire it up, the alcohol doesn't matter how much you're around the car.
Mm.
It's hard to breathe the entire night. It sort of makes your nose burn all night. It's a really good scent.
Like that. No, he likes
It's a
that.
sweet,
It's
it's
that
a sweet
good burn.
scent.
Yeah,
you know,
it-
methanol
That
is
explains
very
a lot.
sweet.
It does.
Just inhale it.
I'm sorry. What are we doing? When the hell did we get ice cream?
Is ice cream at the fair?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to bring us to the next episode for the Olympics that I was talking about.
Oh my lord!
You don't want to see the Olympics?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Listen, Daddy, settle down.
Big Daddy.
Big
Big
Daddy.
Daddy.
I knew it
You're
would come out. I knew it would come out. So, where are you in standings right now for the year?
So far we're sitting seventh in IRA bumper to bumper points. We did fall back a little bit, but we had a great weekend. We ran in Minnesota Thursday night last week, and then 2 nights back to back in North Dakota. It was a great weekend. Learned a lot. Built some confidence up. You know, we've been struggling with the new tire package that they set us up with this year. Hoosiers kind of thrown a lot of teams with a curveball with this new tire. So
What's the difference in the new tire to the old tire?
different compounds and sidewall stiffness. You know, they kind of stiffened up the right rear and then softened up the left. They say it's easier drivability and whatever else those technicians come up with at Hoosier. You know, I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I mean they've come up with something, and now I think our team is finally like hitting it, and hopefully we get something good out of it. You know, it's been a long season of trial and error.
Those tires are really important because in your
Yes.
series of cars, those
Yes.
cars flip pretty easy. I've seen, unfortunately, a lot of them go
Yeah.
over and over, and that's a pretty scary moment. When it comes to it, what's your average speed out on the track?
So I would say like Autogamey will probably average just over 100 in qualifying. You know, your pace slows down a little bit, you know, come when you're racing against others. But yeah, you're going pretty damn fast.
Well, if you get out in front, you should be trying to go
Yeah,
faster
yeah,
than the others.
absolutely,
Right? Like, sort of the
absolutely,
premise.
It's a little
Yeah.
bit easier that way.
You know, you get into clean air and track's wide enough, you can build up some momentum. And that place is just really sweeping corners, so it makes it really easy to build up speed. You know,
If you want to see something really crazy too, Austin's got his helmet right next to him. If you slid that into the camera, so there's things called tear-offs, and some people have it on windshields on certain cars. But since his only windshield for the car
is this?
is that's it. So he's getting rocks and dirt thrown at him, more dirt, but I mean,
Dirt.
that
Tons of
clay
dirt.
comes together and hits him at excessive speeds. So his helmet and his body are getting pelted with that at extreme speeds of up to 100, actually past
Over 100.
over 100 miles an
yeah.
hour.
Average speed is around 100. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, no, your tear offs. You know, I've pulled up to like probably 5 or 6 of them just on the first start. Sometimes
Have
like,
you ever
you're
shot?
just continuously ripping them off?
You ever shatter anything?
This helmet's actually taking a beating. It's got a chip. It's
Look
got
at
a
that.
Ooh, look at
right
that big
there.
chip
Oh,
out
yeah.
my
right
You
God,
there.
dude.
I don't like to run a rock screen, so I'm the rock screen. If
Okay.
that makes sense. Like,
There you go. Hey, everybody's got weird habits.
yeah, you know, like, but no,
All right,
it's
your daughter could want to do this when she gets
Oh
older.
my God, that's dangerous. That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women in the sports.
it's extremely safe though. You know, like we wear.
yeah. You
No,
stole
I'm
me.
serious.
Here's a big rock chip
I'm
out of my
serious.
thing.
No,
Here.
oh my
no,
gosh.
I'm serious. You know, like these things are probably safer than your normal car on the street.
That's
you
because
know?
the other drivers can't drive.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's
how
Yeah.
it's trained, trust me. There's some guys out there.
Have you ever wanted to get into a fight with anybody after the races?
Yes.
Okay.
But luckily, I got a big guy in my crew, Eric. You know, he holds me back. You know, he calms me down.
Your dad, like stepdad. though.
Yeah,
He's a pretty big guy,
yeah,
too.
he's a pretty big guy too.
But he's the guy who I wouldn't want to get. I could see him.
yeah, no, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Well, what else do you guys have for
Oh, I'd
questions?
say just check out some of the videos. I know we got one video of you have up there that you
Yeah,
see him
that one
tearing a
video.
corner.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
one
if that's
video
real.
that my mom took during qualifying at Dodge County. It's just a little snippet, you know, going into turn 3, but it's we're
Just ripping.
we're going pretty fast. And
Come on
most of
to-
the time, you're not lifting.
They got to come out to Outagamie County. That's
Absolutely,
what- They
Yeah,
got to
tomorrow
check
night.
it out.
Come on.
This weekend, if you come out, a lot of our staff's
Friday
going to
night.
be out there Friday night.
Tomorrow night. Yep.
Actually, Christina, who runs our podcast, is going to be out there with a bunch of other people. Nikki, you're going to be out
Me
there?
and my son.
Yeah. There's going to be a bunch of people, and they're bringing out a bunch of dispensary stuff as well for Austin and the team to give away down in the pits after
Absolutely.
racing.
Stop by, get a hero card,
Yeah.
hang out, take some photos. you know.
Yeah, and there'll be discount cards for products too if you come on down Austin. Find them anywhere at any of the racetracks. We're going to be stacking them up with a bunch of discount cards and different discounts for different stores. And Austin races across the nation.
Where can they find his schedule at?
Yep.
That is a good question.
Yeah, so you can go to my website if that can zoom in, www.team87a.com, and on there we have our whole race schedule, all our sponsors. You can click on sponsor; it takes you right to a website. It's totally set up, and merch, selling merchandise on there as well.
Hats, t-shirts, and jerseys.
Yeah,
Like,
Not-
follow, subscribe.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
comment, subscribe.
like, subscribe, and sponsor his car because we
Yeah.
want to see him go further.
We'll
It's
get a
cool to
link.
see a young guy pushing to get into it. I mean, it's not an easy sport to excel in. How much does your
No.
motor cost?
Well, I have 2 of them, but one of them, they each cost roughly around 30,000, and that's not an expensive one. You know,
Right.
a brand new motor right now built is going for 66.
Ooh.
So
And what's the car cost? Just
Wow.
rolling chassis?
rolling chassis around 20,000.
So, and he takes that out there and he's tire to tire at over 100 miles an hour
Yeah.
on the weekends.
Yeah.
Getting pelted. He's the rock guy.
Yeah, I'm the rock.
He's the rock
He's the
guard.
rock guard.
He's taking first, though.
It's his new name now, Rock
He's
Guard.
winning, though.
Austin the rock guard. Well, Austin, we're going to bring you back after Weedology. We're going to talk about THCA. We're going to jump into a commercial, I think right about now, right? Maybe.
Jamie commercial.
No.
Maybe one.
Or maybe not. We're just going to sit here and talk. And maybe.
Welcome to the dispensary. Are you having a bad day? We can help with that.
All right.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Austin's still here. He didn't go so fast. He didn't leave.
Yeah.
He was getting ready to Zoom. He's
He
like,
has some
"Shit, do I gotta
questions.
go?"
Questions about THCA.
Yeah, he's like, wait a second. Why
Wait a
does
minute.
it smell so pungently good in here?
It's because
It's
we're
this.
spinning it.
It's this.
It's like a little microphone. Can you
I might
CJ?
start sneezing. It's very pungent. It's good.
So, Brandon, as much as he loves the product, well, we'll get into that in a little bit. Right now, we want to take you to start out the introduction with THCA. Our regional manager from Virginia, Mr. Anthony, is going to give an explanation about THCA. And here we go.
Hey guys, Anthony again, and I'm here to talk to you about THCA flower. THCA flower contains tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, which is a raw form of THC. The beautiful thing about THCA flower is its versatility. You can enjoy it raw, which provides no euphoric effects, or when applied heat to it, turns it directly into THC and the most highest form of THC, hemp-derived flower.
And another shout out to Mr. Gregory. Well done, sir. You look fantastic through it. I wish you guys could see the bloopers on it. You'll have to, there's some good bloopers in some of our training videos. They're pretty.
Those. We can pull
Yeah,
those.
we should pull those. And by the way, in that one commercial, slamming into
It's
Daddy's
Brandon's
vehicle.
Big Daddy's vehicle over here.
That's Big Daddy's
With
vehicle.
little mama
that's getting
over there.
slammed. Yeah, little mama who's running the camera. She just. There's a reason she doesn't drive Austin's car. Let's just start there.
Actual footage.
Actual footage.
And she loves us. She gave us.
She's calling us
She gave us
number
a nice
one.
heart sign.
She said we're number one right now. It was so amazing.
Oh.
I think that means go faster.
Yeah, that does.
Her and Ray Charles have the same driver's license. But moving on. Anthony, you killed it. Very nice job. So let's
Good job,
talk about THCA. So Austin, you're new here. What do you
Yeah.
know about THCA? Exactly.
Nothing.
That's cool. Nikki, you want to tell us what do we have here in front of us?
It looks like flower, Will. I
It
don't
is.
know what
It's
strain it
That's
is.
Dante's Inferno.
It's
It is-
Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
It is a THCA flower, and it is not only beautiful.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's white.
She's-
oh,
She's just covered in trichomes.
is she the devil's a she?
She has to be. She's a female plant.
Yes, but the devil.
Comes in many forms.
Yes.
Yeah, comes in many. Actually, the devil is in the details.
Mhm.
Senator
Yeah.
Melissa Agard.
Mhm.
Actually, it's also in a country
Very
song.
nice.
It's in a lot of things.
It is.
You got a little zoom up there. of it?
Oh, she
Let's
does.
see if
Look
we
at
can
that
see.
little zoom of the flower.
We tried to do a nice close up today.
Right. Put a little duck on there.
It's
This
the
is
one
our
without
duck-
the sunglasses is the
Duck
problem.
cancer car event.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
duck
Our show.
cancer car event. That's our the theme for our car
Yeah,
event.
it's
is-
duck cancer because my phone likes to autocorrect everything.
Well, and it's a lot more politically correct. But let's talk about THCA. So Anthony told us what THC is and how it impacts. But when you decarb it or hit it with fire, it converts. It converts
Yes.
to Delta 9, which many people are like, well, I want that real stuff or what
Which
they're
is
trying
the
to.
controlled
real stuff.
substance.
Right. This is not a controlled substance because it is THCA. It has not been decarbed yet. So therefore, you can transport it, carry it, and it is still hemp. I mean, it's hemp the entire way through.
It's not hemp. It's just not Delta 9.
Correct. Yeah. And I mean, we now feature THCA in all of our stores. Customers have been pretty happy.
In
about it.
flower form, we cannot sell this in edible form at all
Mhm.
because then it has to be decarbed and
Yeah.
it becomes Delta 9 at that point.
I have yet to be proven wrong that the companies that are out there selling THCA distillate and like disposables, it's not real.
It's not because it's been decarbed to get to that point.
Or
Distillation.
there's a synthetic method that people are utilizing to try and convert it, but still not safe to smoke.
Yeah, we won't do that edible
No.
disposable form.
We're not
We
gonna
already
do-
talked about this.
We're not going to do that.
I mean, you can buy the flower and decarb it yourself at home and make your own edibles.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's something that, I mean, you can YouTube decarbing the whole process on it. But this flower,
just from feedback.
just
Well, let's go
feedback
from
alone.
feedback.
Yeah. I mean,
Personal feedback.
any
great flower.
comments? We should get some comments on people that have tried the THCA flower. It's been
Yeah.
pretty wild.
I mean,
ride.
Sugar Bear was one of the big ones we had for a long time. Yeah. And then that new one we got in, what was the purple Moon Rock that we have coming out?
Or Moon Blend.
Moon Blend.
Moon Blend.
Nikki, can we give, if they mention they watch the podcast, 5% extra?
Sure.
Sure.
Can
But it depends on what state we're in because Brian's got to make a code for Virginia.
Yeah, we'll have to reach out. We'll figure it out. Anybody who comments, we'll figure something out.
Yeah,
Get
we'll
you-
figure
get
it
you
out.
hooked up. So
Yep.
it's fire.
It's fire.
Nice.
Nice
Nice.
job.
Just reading the
They should
comments
have
out
more.
there.
If they're out, they've got more coming.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah,
It-
we just got a whole bunch in today. And we're getting it all
well,
broken
and
up.
that's the hard thing. People sometimes talk about like the strains and what's available. Just like any other dispensary,
It's
when
seasonal.
strains, right? Like now here's a fun fact. We are upgrading our greenhouse facility quite a bit. We've officially moved in
Mhm.
and we're excited for it. We've got a lot of square footage now. I don't even know what the total square footage
Well,
is.
we're not going to disclose
Yeah,
this
we're
because
not.
it might disclose our location and we don't
True.
give that away.
Yeah, we're not
But
giving
good
that away.
talk.
But we did upgrade the greenhouse. So we're going to try and get more product strain and consistency, but it's a tough market.
It's just seasonal like anything else. And even if it was Dante's Inferno or whatever this time or
Right.
whatever, it's a book, The
Like
Devil's Mistress or whatever.
Austin's not racing in winter.
Yeah, but it could be different
Yeah.
from strain from time to time too, because it's a plant. It's nature. We don't control everything about the plant.
But some of our fire blends coming out. Dante's Inferno, which is
Mhm.
this.
Moon
Moon Blend.
Moon Blend.
Bacchiao.
Bacao.
Bacao.
I don't know.
Did you just moo at me?
Bacao.
Bacao. Are you a chicken?
That's like Baccarat we play
a
at the
chicken.
casino.
Bachao. We're getting.
Oh, it's Baccarat. It's
we're
dog
getting some
chow.
corrections here. It's Bachao.
So it's
Yeah.
Can I-
We can call it that.
Mm.
That's
Oh,
that one
okay.
means kiss gelato.
We have gelato
That's
too.
what it is. It's yeah.
Bachao.
Yeah.
Bacao gelato.
Gelato. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So
We're
new
gonna
fire
have-
strains coming out there.
They're
Duly
never
noted.
easy strain names.
They're not easy strain names,
No.
but they're fun strains. And our rhubarb pie is looking really good too, which was a personal favorite. That'll be 8 and 10 though. That will not be.
That
a-
won't be a.
Rhubarb
no.
pie.
Yeah, rhubarb
Where's
pie.
this?
In the
It's in the
green.
greenhouse.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
beautiful. It was purple. It was just
Haven't been there in a while.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it
Very
was
nice.
very gorgeous.
So
Very
we can
very
keep the
gorgeous.
quality where it needs to be.
Yes,
Right.
for our 8 and 10 flower.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But
good to know.
that's what we have. We wanted the viewers to know that THCA is coming out there. Austin, you don't get to use this
Yeah.
while you're racing. It come winter, if you want to mess around with this, you can play with it. But we don't want you out on the track at 100 miles an hour on
yeah,
this.
no, that probably wouldn't be a good deal.
No, because if I like
The rocks won't hurt as much.
Yeah, that's true.
honestly, if I smoke that, I would look like this duck.
And you could be going
This-
40 miles an hour and think you're going, 200. It'd be great.
Right.
The rocks will move a lot slower.
You'll be the only dude out there going like 20 miles an hour and be like, man, we got to slow down. You guys
Why
got,
is everybody going?
you're
so
looking
fast?
at all the
Be
people.
like Talladega Nights.
So like you think you're in the lead, but you're really like 5 laps behind.
You'll be driving past the stands and people will be eating. You'll be like, toss me a hot dog. Toss me a hot dog.
That's perfect.
Cheetos. We used to juice.
Get over it. I'm on fire. Like this flower.
Shake and bake. No,
Like
wait,
this
hold on.
flower. It's a great commercial for the cars.
It is.
That's good.
We're going to
Yeah.
shoot a commercial. We want to shoot a commercial with the car. We're going to try and get some footage just while you're out there this weekend.
Yeah,
That,
for sure.
that would be awesome.
It would,
Yeah.
because
I
we want to
wish
see you
we
on
could
the
do
commercial.
drone thing. I still wish.
Not
And
running
obviously
into
we
Brandon's
can't.
car,
We
Right.
really
We'll
want
get to
to.
the drone thing.
I
He doesn't
know,
get to run into Brandon's car though.
No, please. My car's taking so many.
You think,
And I've done none of them.
you think being an Xterra, it would have extra traction?
No.
Mm-mm. The driver was paying extra not attention.
Oh,
But
no.
at least it was Brandon's car.
Oh my gosh.
Her boss.
It's just sitting there. It was just
Oh,
sitting there.
Xterra stands for extra not, no, extra,
Extra
careless.
sliding. Extra sliding.
She's
All right,
enjoying
we've
this.
Poor girl.
teased
All
her
right.
enough now.
Poor girl.
So when we come back after this break, we're going to talk about the Lamborghini of terpenes, and we're going to explain why we call it the Lamborghini of terpenes, and that'll actually bring us into our next podcast.
Yes.
But right now, we're going to roll into a commercial.
Welcome to the dispensary. Are you having a bad day? We can help with that.
Guess who's back?
Back again.
Shady's back.
The dispensary.
At least it wasn't COVID.
It's a
right?
remake.
I wrote a whole COVID song about that. But I
my
should
gosh.
actually put it.
It's
on-
just a cold now. It's okay.
I know, but I have like this really cool COVID. Like it. Austin's back too. He
Yeah.
made it.
Austin's still back. He's back again.
Back
I'm
again.
dropping the hammer.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he's not dropping.
That's tomorrow.
That's
Yes,
tomorrow.
yes.
He's dropping it tomorrow. So let's talk about the Lamborghini of terpenes. Today, we pre-recorded a show with something that's really cool. We should have had an Ebna cart up here. Ebna.
You hear this?
Ibna. I know.
That's crazy.
All the whole time we've been pronouncing it incorrectly. Like
Yeah,
this
so it's
morning on the
Ebna.
news.
So everybody who's watching, Ebna is a fantastic.
They said we could call it Ebna though.
They did, but that's
It's
like
Ibna.
Well, we should go switch. We should switch.
all right. Yeah,
To
we'll do it
Ib-
the right
to
way.
Ibna.
Ibna.
So today, Julius, the U.S. Director of Sales, did a really cool interview with us. At next podcast, we are going to have the first half of the interview, I believe, because we don't want it to be. Yeah, we're going to do the first half of the interview. But Ibna has been a company doing medical research. So since you're very unfamiliar with this,
Yeah.
terpenes is what gives the effect to a lot of different things. So THCA has a very standard effect of what it does to certain receptors. Ooh, we have an Ibna cart being brought in.
Ooh, see, Austin is now Vanna White.
Austin, you're
There we go.
look at you.
I wish
How'd
it
you go
was-
like
I wish it
this
was
now?
like this.
You want to put on a little dress quick?
Yeah,
we can
little
do like
dress
a commercial.
or
Get you a
something.
little dress.
Just roll the shirt over.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tie it in.
Yes.
You're like, and here.
We'll need
So-
you back Thursday.
Yeah, we'll need
Every Thursday, he's now Vanna.
Yeah. So Ibna, a company that's been doing medical research on humans with terpenes since 1980
In Israel.
in Israel, yep, not the U.S., finally partnered with a dispensary. Now, we found out some other news that there are companies that do utilize Ibna terpenes, but they don't advertise it. They don't want to talk about it, which is really surprising.
Because they're trying to pretend like it's their own.
Right.
Can I ask who?
They
They didn't
tell.
disclose.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but apparently there's a few companies out there that do try and use some of the Ibna products.
We didn't say so much in this type of product. They use them in other things. It doesn't have to be a THC product.
Mhm.
Correct? Like something that Americans will find really cool. Coca-Cola in Europe
In Israel.
and Israel adds terpenes.
Really?
They have a
than-
drink
Wow.
with the terpene in it. Yeah.
Rather
No
than,
THC, no cannabinoids, just a terpene in a drink.
because the terpene, so Ibna has dialed it down to what terpene impacts which part of your body.
Should we explain a terpene?
Sure.
We should. A terpene, actually, do you want to describe a terpene? Brandon has written books on these.
Yeah, terpene is anything, and this doesn't have to be cannabis. So
it can
they
be fruit.
Could be fruit. Could be a flower. They're in trees. They're in pine.
Where's pinene come from?
Pine.
Yeah.
Pinene is a terpene can be derived from pine. Limonene
Ooh, too bad we don't have our
is
chart.
from lemons. Can be from lemons. This is found in fruit. Random. They give aromatic profiles, flavors, and effects to the human body.
So when people ask for a sativa, they're looking actually not for sativa, because even with Ibna today, we sort of laughed about it and we shouldn't, but so many people come in and they ask for indica or sativa.
Which is such an outdated term in the
Mhm.
industry now because an indica makes me hyper. It doesn't make me into couch. So
But indica,
Can I go a little
Here-
further into like the sommelier,
yeah,
like
yeah. tell us
thing that
about
you
it.
use
too bad
like
we don't have the chart.
yeah, the
Ethan.
chart would be great.
Yeah, it's,
Is that over there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's over
stuck
there.
on the wall.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, we're not messing
you
with
suck.
Well, so just like wine.
It's on our Ibna's website. Ibna's.
Ibna,
Get it on
like
us.
eBay, but
We should just
Ibna.
post it. But anyways, you can break down, instead of an indica or sativa, break down your strains that affect you particularly well. Find out the terpene profile, and then find similar strains with all those terpene profiles will probably give you very similar effects to what you enjoy the most.
Yeah, because technically indica and sativa have to do with the way the plant grows and looks. A sativa being strong or tall and leafy, and a short and dense for an indica plant.
I believe the indica plant was started in India, or that's where the region,
Not Indiana.
not Indiana,
No.
in the regions of India.
So what's really crazy about the whole indica and sativa thing, people are like, well, one makes me sleepier. You're talking about myrcene. You're talking about different type of terpenes. When you want that uplifting, limonene,
Mhm.
pinene. When you're talking about the uplifting effects, and those are naturally, and that's why Ibna, Lamborghini of terpenes. Not only do they have the medical research, if you go to their website, is fantastic.
The
But
testing in actual human beings too is a big thing. Years of it, which our government hasn't allowed.
You can go in there and go real deep, real deep.
oh yeah, way deep. But even the fact that Ibna explained to us, it was sort of mind blowing, and you'll see it in the interview coming up. But they talked to us. They're like, well, everybody talks about adding terpenes to THC. What if you're adding THC to a terpene? Because the terpene is what the effect
Or
is. that
any
people are-
cannabinoid, not
Mhm.
even just THC.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you start mixing that profile, what people are actually looking for is terpenes. Now, when you come into our dispensary, something really cool with our Ibna line, we have, and Ibna did a ton of research on it, so it really helped us put these binders out there for everybody. But when you come into the store, check out the Ibna line, And it is the true Lamborghini. And why do I say that then? Because it's smoother. It is a naturally derived botanical terpene. Even for me,
Talk about the coffee. That's what I was going to tell you.
I was going to say, even for me, not being a smoker, whenever I hit any type of other products, I won't say competitors or whatever, I can't do it. I sound like Darth Vader. I cough. I'm miserable for the next few days. I can take rips off these carts all day. And they're,
all day, really?
Well, not all
Just
day.
all day.
All day long.
Just
real
sit there and
carts.
rips. Okay.
I don't smoke, but all day I
I'm
rip
a
carts.
lightweight, so I again would look like the duck.
Yeah.
But I can take
Glasses off.
right glasses on. But these carts are so smooth, and the effects from the terpenes, like I felt it incredibly quick. Now we do run our other brand of Floraplex terpenes. Everybody knows about that.
Mm-hmm.
Very good terpenes. But when I compare them to Ibna, I have to say you go from driving a Mercedes to driving a Lamborghini. It really is that much of a difference.
And there's only a $3 difference between our Floraplex carts and our Ibna carts.
And we finally got it locked in with AVD. We're going to put all of our Ibna carts in full ceramic carts. So you'll be watching for our new ceramic cart line with all of our Ibna terps. And the reason we're doing that, for people who are watching, quick educational moment, when you have a cartridge that is metal, lead-free, when you actually take pulls on it, you're heating up the coil. The coil can actually radiate that heat through the metal, especially if you're taking continuous pulls. Which, when you do that with oil, we can talk to the race car driver. What happens when you overheat your oil?
It gets very thin.
Right.
That's where you get that burnt taste in your carts if you're heating it for one too high. And that's why we always suggest a lower 2.4 to 2.8.
Leaky
Correct.
carts as well.
Yeah.
So with ceramic carts, you don't get the same type of heat dissipation. So ceramic carts only heat around the coil, and it doesn't allow the heat to transfer up. We're trying to protect the Ibna terpenes that much more.
And our distillate.
And our distillate, of course. Well, the entire package. So we're looking forward to it is a ceramic cart with a natural hemp tip, flat tip.
Nice.
It's a very beautiful, classy looking. So you'll see that coming really quick in the Ibna line in stores. Launched pretty quick.
Yeah, probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, should be.
Nice.
But the Ibna carts,
And the new boxes.
when we talk about
New
like what's up
boxes.
and coming for the next podcast, we don't want to talk too much more about it because the interview with Ibna was educational even for us today. It was a fantastic interview. We want to bring them onto the show. We actually want to do a baked with Nikki section.
Yeah,
with
because
adding,
terpenes, we can add them into food without even adding THC as well. So
I don't know if you got into this on the podcast about just the usage of terpenes in Europe over the US. Did that happen?
Well,
a little bit. We touched on it, but we even touched about how you can utilize terpenes for sleep and different things, and how your GABA123
Your
receptor,
132 negative and stuff
like that, and how those all, and you find the right blend for you
Oh.
for either help going to sleep or staying asleep or whatever without the actual THC, which we can sell to people who have to worry about drug testing popping positive.
Yeah, for our listeners,
that's some major stuff.
for our listeners, and actually everybody watching, know that we are trying to work on a new line.
Yep.
And we're not going to disclose a lot to it.
Yeah.
But our R&D team will be working with Ibna very closely on a new line that will then make this product available for your police officers, for your race car drivers,
Truck drivers,
Truck
people,
drivers.
yeah.
and allow them to pass a drug test and still get very similar effects of relaxation, sleep, anxiety issues, focus. Very big things that we want to focus on, because not only do we want to focus on all the cannabinoids, but terpenes are incredibly important.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the education of terpenes, though, because a lot of people who've even been smoking weed for longer than you've been alive
No idea.
really don't understand the terpenes, because, and it's not even a dig, but there's people who've been smoking weed for 30 years and they're like, well, we don't want any of that Delta shit. Well, our Delta 9 is Delta 9 at a molecular level.
Or
And
Delta
they don't
8,
understand that Delta 9 has been marijuana since
The beginning.
the very
The whole
beginning.
time.
And it was the only known psychoactive substance whenever it became a scheduled thing back in the 70s. So,
And if you look at the scheduled list, Delta 9 is what's on there. They don't
Yeah.
call it marijuana. They call it Delta 9. That's
Yeah.
what the DEAs had on the scheduled list for forever. So when people are like, well, I don't want any of those Deltas.
and it's like it's a new thing as we've been able to discover and research the plant. We're finding these other minor cannabinoids, as they're called, that are in the plant. That doesn't mean that they're any less of anything. It just means they didn't exist at the time we were scheduled.
But the next podcast will be very fun, getting a chance to see that. I think we're actually going to break it into 2 parts, correct? Yep, we are. Crash Bandicoot over there is telling us that we're going to break it up into 2.
Not the car, the podcast.
Yeah, the podcast. Hashtag Crash Bandicoot Christina.
That will get you an extra prize.
Yes, extra prize if you hashtag Christina being
Bandicoot.
Crash
You can
Bandicoot.
have Christina's signature.
Yes. She'll autograph it. Just watch out for the package. We don't know where it'll land.
Yeah.
In Missouri.
Right on your car.
But again, remember to
Comment, subscribe.
subscribe. Yeah, we need
All the
Follow.
time. All the
Yeah.
time.
load up, and we're definitely looking for more feedback on the online program because we're enjoying it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at our level, it's been a
It's
headache for
been
Brandon.
great. That whole first week was awesome.
We're getting there though. It's
Yeah,
nice.
we're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're working with you guys. But outside of that, thank you all for joining in.
Yeah.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Thank you, Austin.
Check out Austin.
Yeah, like, follow, subscribe, Austin as well.
Absolutely.
And then September 23rd, we are going to give all the proceeds to a cancer foundation. Cancer research is very important in helping cancer patients. THC and cancer have been affiliated for many, 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 many years. And it's something that we want to try
In
and
a
give back.
positive way.
Yes, in a very positive way. And when we get into it, we want the proceeds there. Like I said, we're trying to get a actual police dog's going to be there doing a demonstration. We'll have food trucks and a bunch of cars. It's a fun family event.
Yeah.
We want to do like a nice day. We're even talking about a bouncy house, but I think too many adults want to jump in there.
We were talking about go-karts. Just kidding.
No.
Oh,
No.
please, not with the classic cars out there.
not
People
with the
know.
classic cars.
Please,
Yeah.
you go on to our website to register or our Facebook page.
Yep.
$10 ahead of time. So yeah.
But proceeds are going to it. We are going to have really cool custom trophies that we're working on. We won't give them away what they look like. We want to do the presentation then. Austin will be there with the race car, firing
Absolutely.
up 900 horses of just
I don't know.
American pissed off, alcohol burning America.
Yep.
Polysport.
I
Wait a minute.
probably won't fire it off.
I already heard his ego. I told him Casey from .com, Brandon is going to be there with his elephant, and he's
That's
going
a
to.
nice car.
It is.
I would
and
love to see that.
It's 1,197 rear wheel horsepower. Carol Shelby says it best.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as too much horsepower.
No,
Gee, I wonder who sent you
Just
that.
not enough traction.
not enough traction.
So that's going to be great. We look forward to seeing you at the fairgrounds this weekend. We really want to see you, even if you don't have a car. Come out and check out all the other cars on September 23rd.
Put your vote in.
Put your vote in.
The fan or the
And
Whatever
there's some
people
talk
decide.
that we're going to bump this podcast to bi-weekly. So we're really going to bore the hell out of
Oh,
you.
when did we have this talk?
Yeah, we're talking about doing it.
Will's having a talk with himself about doing this.
Talking to myself.
Yeah.
But outside of that, thank you all for joining in. Anthony, you did a great job on Weedology, and we look forward to seeing you all in our stores.
Thank you for
or
those that
online.
did comment.
Yes.
Thank you,
Brandon
thank
will be
you.
in touch.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. Austin,
Thank
go
you,
fast.
Austin.
Thank you.
Go really
Yes.
fast.
Austin, go fast.
Exciting.
Drop
as
the
you guys.
hammer.
Good luck tomorrow.
Give him the
Absolutely.
heater. Wait, you're too young. You don't even know what the hell that means. I think we're still. Julie, you want to start out? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm not the vice president of sales, unfortunately. I don't want to take any breath away from my boss, Avihai, who is the vice president of all global sales. But my name is Julius Bush. I actually help run all of U.S. sales for IBNA. IBNA is a terpene manufacturer, but first and foremost, a cannabis researcher, developer, scientist out of Israel. So IBNA is an Israeli-based company that uses all of that science to make these terpene formulations. I've been with the company about 3 years now. Before then, I helped start and get to maximum capacity a flower company in California, which was amazing as far as startups and learning cannabis and the cannabis industry. So I was right there on the ground floor as far as legalization, full recreational in California, and selling directly to dispensaries and starting to understand, how all of that works. And then really understanding the value of terpenes in flower, and then understanding, the other many applications of terpenes in many other form factors. Before entering the cannabis industry in 2018, I was at Tesla for about 6 years, and I ended at Tesla essentially as a district manager on the energy side of things.
Go fast.